If you like your double chocolate cookies extra chocolatey, then boy do I have a recipe for you. Hi everyone, it's Tash and welcome to another recipe video, and today we're going to make double chocolate chip Cacao Nib cookies. Does that make it triple chocolate? Cocoa powder, we've got chocolate chips, and we have Cacao Nibs. Maybe technically it's triple then. The more chocolate the better. A couple of weeks ago I posted a homemade creme de cacao recipe video. That was a short, and I mentioned that you can actually keep those spent cocoa nibs after they've infused in the vodka to use in other baked goods. I ended up using those particular ones actually just to mix in granola and cereal and stuff. But I recently actually made another batch of creme de cacao, which means I had a lot more cocoa nibs left over. And this time I did want to bake with them, so my chocolate chip cookies with cocoa nibs were born. Now, even though I used my previously infused cocoa nibs to make this recipe, you can use them straight out of a tub. They don't have to be pre-soaked in vodka to be used. So you can just get some cocoa nibs from the supermarket and use it directly in the recipe. You don't have to infuse it first. But my cocoa nibs were used and they still had a really strong flavour. Also, don't worry, there's no alcohol in this recipe. Once you've dried up your cocoa nibs after you've used them to infuse in vodka, all the alcohol just evaporates off. So you're not going to get sozzled from these cookies, don't worry. This is a super easy one bowl recipe. That's where you dump all the ingredients in the bowl, mix it together, and then you bake it. So let's go to the kitchen and see how it's done. Okie dokie, you know the baking drill by now. Let's preheat our oven to 180 degrees C. Now I'm going to start with 115 grams of light muscovado sugar or soft light brown sugar, 100 grams of caster sugar, a good pinch of salt. Sorry, just realised that was 150 grams of light brown sugar, and the 100 grams of caster sugar is correct. And of course a pinch of salt. The 115 grams is some unsalted butter which I have melted. 115 grams of unsalted melted butter. And we're going to crack an egg in two. And we're going to give this a good old stir together. Now I'm going to add 145 grams of plain flour, and I'm also going to sift in 25 grams of cocoa powder. I'm going to add in half a teaspoonful of baking powder. Now I'm going to add in 150 grams of dark chocolate chunks. And 125 grams of cocoa nibs. Now these are the ones that I used in my dark chocolate liqueur. And I've dried them out overnight and they are still good to go. And we're going to stir this all together. Lovely. Ooh, that got tough because this dough is absolutely loaded. Right, let's scoop some cookies. I have my tray lined with non-stick baking paper over here. This is my reusable stuff, which is washable. And I'm going to start scooping cookies with a regular ice cream scoop. There we go. I've also given them a bit of space to spread. I've still got some batter in my bowl, so I have another tray that I prepared and I'm going to just do this until I've used it all up. Should make about 12 cookies, maybe a bit more, a bit less. Anyway, I'm going to bake these for 8 to 12 minutes, but usually 10 minutes on the dot is fine. Depends on how chewy or how set you want them, and I like them a little bit in between, so I will see you in 10 minutes. Cool, these look good. 10 minutes later. So I'm just going to let these cool down until they are comfortable enough to bite into, because at the moment these are red hot. And they're also a little bit squishy at this point, so when they cool they will set even more. I wish you could smell these through the screen. They smell absolutely phenomenal. So much chocolate in there, woo! Cannot wait to eat these. And I know I said to let them cool down before you eat them, but do eat them when they're just a little bit warm, because then you get the gooiness of the chocolate too. Just look at that. And just look at the insides of that. Absolutely stunning. Now this is an epic chocolate chip cookie. You've just fitted all of the chocolate possible in here. And that cookie dough was tough to stir by the end of it because we packed it full of those chocolate chunks and all of the cacao nibs. So this is a very loaded cookie. I'm going to take a bite into it, but I'm going to use the one that I used for my slowmo because I don't want to ruin another cookie. Here's one I destroyed earlier. I'm going to take the small bit here. Cheers! Wow, the chocolate flavour is so intense in these. Even though those cocoa nibs have been infusing in vodka for 2 or 3 weeks, they still pack a lot of punch. They'd probably be a little bit stronger if you used them fresh without infusing them first, but they still work super well, and they still have more than enough flavour to carry through in these really intense chocolatey cookies. This cookie is amazing. It's a bit crisp on the outside, a bit gooey on the inside, and lovely and chewy. We've got those chocolate chunks which are melted throughout the cookie, and those cocoa nibs also add a little bit of extra crunch as well as adding to that intensity to the overall flavour. Delicious. So that's it, super easy double chocolate chip cocoa nib cookies. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed today's video and I hope you'll join me next Wednesday for my next one. Get the written recipe for this on my blog tashcakes.com, follow me on Instagram, I'm tashcakes.taste, and find me on TikTok too, I'm tashcakes there too, but my handle is food in slow motion. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you'd like to see more, give this video a like if you'd like to help other people find it, comment down below if you'd like me to make anything in particular, and I'll see you guys next time. Be good, be nice, and have a good week. Ooey gooey goodness.